I typically don't talk about boxing. I'm not a sports channel, but I would like to give some props to one Anthony Joshua, okay, in his stellar performance against one Andy Ruiz in their rematch in Saudi Arabia. And I want to take note of what black men can learn from Anthony Joshua, all right? And I want to talk about the adversity that he overcame. And a lot of black men overcome a lot of adversity in which they have highs and then lows. And I want to talk about Anthony Joshua before the first loss. He was at a very high level, all right, in the heavyweight division. He was earning the most money out of any heavyweight. He had the biggest fan base. He was well regarded as the top guy by some people. But this guy, Andy Ruiz, who was fat and chubby, beat him, okay? Knocked him out, made him quit in many cases. And Anthony Joshua's stock plummeted, okay? Now, I want to talk about this because a lot of brothers that are in similar situations, if they lose or if something happens and they are at fault, they will blame everybody else. Oh, well, the gloves was this, the gloves was that, my training staff. Anthony Johnson got his ass whooped, and he said, you know what? It's my fault. Ruiz fought an excellent fight. And that's the thing I want to get a lot of black men to do. When you are unsuccessful and you are defeated because you've been exposed, because you didn't do something right, because you were overconfident, handle your losses with a lot of dignity. And this is what Anthony Joshua did, right? He took it with class, went to Instagram and pretty much congratulated Andy Ruiz for his victory over him. And then a lot of people started talking trash about Joshua. Deontay Wilder talked about him really bad. Sports people talked about him really bad. Stephen A. Smith talked about him pretty bad. Anthony Joshua didn't get into the dirt. He didn't waste his time going back and forth with people about his performance. But what Anthony Joshua did is he got to work. He got to work. He went and he documented the things that he was doing. He went and trained harder. He was already in great physical condition. He went and lost 10 pounds, all right? People wanted him to get rid of his trainer. He stuck with his trainer. And they went back to the drawing board. Now, if anybody knows, as a fighter, getting knocked out and beat up by somebody and going back to fight that same person again, the mindset, right, has to be very strong. And knowing that you're going to, if you could lose again, that's the end of your career in the heavyweight division. This brother got his ass in the best shape of his life and went back to execute his game plan. Now, let me talk about that for black men. A lot of times when we fall, we don't want to take accountability for it. But some of us, when we fall and we knew why we fell, we want to execute the game plan. Now, we're going to be on a stricter game plan than the first time. We're going to take it more serious, and there's going to be little room for error. So we execute it to the T, which is what Anthony Joshua did in his fight against Andy Ruiz. But let me tell you about other brothers who become successful and become one-hit wonders. Let's look at Andy Ruiz. Andy Ruiz was not, and will never be ready to be a champion. Because after he won the belt, how did he react? Well, he did what Buster Douglas did. Went and gained 25 pounds, 15 pounds. He came in fatter than he ever was. He wasn't used to the limelight. He was going all over the world, talking trash about what he was going to do if they fought again. Wasn't in the gym, wasn't fighting. He was not focused. He was not hungry. And he came in 15 pounds heavier, looking like a piece of slob. And was slow. And couldn't fight. and was getting tagged all night. At 283 pounds, you coming in at the heaviest, and Anthony Joshua is coming at his best. And that happens to a lot of brothers too. We get some success, and then we're not ready for it. Let me tell this again to black men. We're not ready for it. So when you get the money, you trick it off. When you get there, you slack off. And you don't want to put the work in that you used to put, so then you end up back where you was, which is a contender. And Andy Ruiz is not going to get another title shot. I doubt it. What sense does it make for Anthony Joshua to fight Andy Ruiz again? No. He needs to fight somebody like Wilder, Fury. That's old news now. Andy Ruiz is not ready to be a champion. That's it. That's all. He's a one-hit wonder. Thank you, Craig Mack. All right. Goodbye. Thank you, G-Dep. Your one-hit wonder. Goodbye. Young Jock. Peace out. That's all you are. You're a one-hit wonder, bro. Buster Douglas. Thank you. You had your 15 minutes of fame. Peace. Now, let me talk about this. And I want to get back to the video. For brothers. Black men have to really be focused on what we're trying to do. All right? And this is very important. To get back to the higher pinnacle of success takes sometimes looking at the little things that you do wrong. Okay? And Anthony Joshua did some little things wrong, focused on those things while keeping all the great things you do right. Let's talk about that. Because a lot of times when brothers lose and they're successful, they want to change up everything that they do right. Oh, I had a setback, man. Well, damn, I need to change up everything. Now, why do you got to change up everything? Okay? Because you lost, but you fell off. But it might not be everything that you're doing. Okay? And that's why I want to talk about mentorship is so important. That's why it's so important to have a good team around you, so they can point out the things that you're not doing right and the little things that you can change. Emmanuel, I believe his name was Emmanuel Stewart, who was a great boxing champion trainer. He would take his fighters. So I keep everything that they do very well, and we change the things they don't do well. And this is important of having mentorship. People, when you fall off, you can go to people. They can tell you, hey, this is where you made a mistake, but we can fix it here and fix it there and create the game plan that you can execute it and become better. Understanding that. And this is where I think brothers can really be a part. And now Anthony Joshua is back at the top. He picked himself up, okay? And you can do this also as being disciplined. There are plenty of black men that have been rich, became poor, became homeless, and picked themselves up. So I want to tell brothers to be inspired by Anthony Joshua, because he could have easily lost. He could have easily gave up. He could have went back in there with a guy that knocked him out and got knocked out again when, things wasn't going his way. But sticking to the game plan. People talking about you don't got no heart, okay? And silencing the critics. Who are you supposed to respond to, brother? Focus on what you're doing. There are people that are going to be talking about you, hating on you and all that stuff. Don't worry about those people. Worry about what's important. And what is important, brothers, is what you're doing. Focused on what you're doing. So guys, thank you for watching the video. Subscribe, hit the bell. All my contact information's on the first comment. And as you know, the buffoonery remains at an all-time high. I'm out.